Hi everybody, my name is Scott Walls. For over 25 years, I've deployed ERP applications for some of the world's largest organizations. During that time, I've taught thousands of people just like you how to discover, use, deploy, and support Oracle's back office software. In this lesson, I'm going to walk through the My Receipts application. Please note that this lesson is part of the My Receipts course found within the Procurement functional area under the Discover menus. But before we get started, did you know that you could earn free discovery badges for display on your LinkedIn profile just by watching videos like this one? You can. Stay until the end of this video and I'll show you how. Okay, so let's get started. Key topics for this lesson are as follows. Seated user for this application, navigation for this application, the application homepage, application transactions, and then finally, transaction search options, both basic and advanced search. Before we leave, it's worth noting that these are all Discover videos are focused on what something does or an application or transaction. If you want to learn how to use and or deploy this application, then watch the videos under those menus. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and jump over into the actual application. You can see that the seated user that I logged in as, once again, is Calvin Roth. So that's who I would use for this seated user. We're on Calvin's homepage. If we want to learn how to navigate for this application, well, we'll select the Procurement functional area and the My Receipts application that you see here. Okay, then once we get to the My Receipts homepage, you'll notice that it's very tailored to open PO lines. You can see here is a requisitioning business unit, rec, line number, item description, etc. And then how many were ordered, and these are the different PO numbers. These are the open line numbers within some criteria that you want to take a look at. If you don't see the order or order line, remember the most common reasoning is the requested date or the order date is due in some time other than what I set it to, which is just any time. Okay, so that's the application homepage. We talked already about seated user, navigation. Now let's talk about how to create a transaction. So it's fairly simple. Just find the open PO line that you want to receive. So we'll select this one. Click there and click receive. And that's how you actually create the transaction. If I also wanted to take a look at past transactions, then in that case, I would go to the task panel, and it allows me to select manage receipts, which again is going to take you to a fairly straightforward page where I could look at the different receipts. Remember this, and I could say, all right, well, give me any of the receipts that have been created. Sorry, I have to put in some criteria. And this will return all the receipts that have been created that you have access to see. So that's seated user Calvin Roth. We showed how to navigate to the application. We've showed the application homepage. We just showed you how to create as well as find some transactions. Okay, so this is how you can do that. Now, the last thing that we usually talk about in these application walkthrough videos is just what we'll call transaction search. Okay, and so we've obviously shown the manage receipts information or how to find or search for options. So what we're really looking at here when we searched is the basic search results. And we showed that we can have these particular fields. Now, most often there is a way to add additional fields beyond these 6 by selecting advanced. You get an add fields, and then you have other fields here. And so you can see that these fields are already covered in the fields that are already there. So it's a little bit unusual. So there isn't necessarily some great additional fields that you can add, unfortunately. However, if you said, look, I only work with Lee's suppliers or Lee's supplies, so then I can add Lee's supplies. I could actually save this or any of these fields with some values. And when I save that, I can set my search or this page whenever I come in that I'm always seeing only, in this case, prior receipts for the supplier Lee's Supply. So there is still something you can do in the transaction search options But that's really it for Manage Your Seats. We showed the seated users, navigating the application, the home page, how to create the transaction, and then how to update the advanced or basic search. So that's it. Hopefully you've learned something from this video, and thank you for watching. Okay, as promised, here are the 5 steps you can perform today to start earning free badges for your LinkedIn profile. Step 1, navigate to Panameer.com and either sign in or join now. It's free. Step 2, in the upper left, under the Discover menu, select the course that you want to watch and get badged for. Step 3, watch all of the different video lessons in that course. Step 4, when it's complete, send your LinkedIn profile and the course you watched and your user ID to badges@Panameer.com. And then sit back and wait for step 5 when we attach a badge to your LinkedIn profile.